Hello everyone, welcome back to channel. I'm so glad to have you with me today because we're going to dive into one of the most empowering principles of Stoic philosophy, focusing on what you can control. In today's fast-paced, unpredictable world, we often feel overwhelmed by the things happening around us, whether it's external circumstances, other people's actions, or just the general chaos of life. But here's the good news. While we can't control everything, we absolutely can control some very important aspects of our lives. And focusing on those things can lead to greater peace, less stress, and more personal growth. Think about it for a second. How often do we find ourselves consumed by worries about things we can't change? We stress over the weather, other people's opinions, or events that haven't even happened yet. And when things don't go our way, we get upset, frustrated, or discouraged. But the truth is, the more energy we put into worrying about things beyond our control, the more powerless and stressed we feel. Stoicism teaches us a simple but profound idea. The key to a calm and peaceful life is focusing only on what we can control and letting go of everything else. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you really stopped to think about what's truly within your control? So much of our time and mental energy is spent on trying to influence or change things that are simply beyond our reach. But the Stoics were incredibly clear about this. The only thing you truly control is your own thoughts, actions, and responses. That's it. Everything else is either uncertain or entirely out of your hands. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you can focus on what matters most. And that's where the real power lies. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This quote sums up the core of Stoicism. Life will throw challenges at us, some expected, some completely out of nowhere. But how we choose to respond is what really matters. You can't control the actions of others, the traffic jam that's delaying your day, or the outcome of an event, but you can control how you handle those situations, and in that choice lies your freedom. To better understand this concept, let's break it down into practical terms. Think about the things that often cause you stress or frustration. It could be a difficult colleague at work, an argument with a loved one, or a situation that didn't go the way you planned. Now, think about the things that are completely outside your control in each of these situations. For example, you can't control how your colleague behaves, nor can you control the other person's feelings during an argument. You can't even control the unexpected delays that life throws your way. However, what you can control is how you react. You can choose to remain calm, maintain your integrity, and make thoughtful decisions rather than letting your emotions dictate your actions. This shift in focus from the external to the internal is one of the most powerful practices you can adopt. But let's dive deeper into why focusing on what you can control is so transformative. First, when we focus on what's within our power, we free ourselves from the grip of frustration and anxiety. Think about how much energy you waste worrying about things you can't control, like someone's opinion of you or how someone else behaves. You may find yourself repeatedly stressing over something that you can't change, which drains your mental and emotional energy. But when you redirect that focus to what you can control, your thoughts, your attitude, and your actions, you start to feel more empowered and at peace. You can take constructive action, you can choose a calm response, and you can create the results you want in your own life. Another reason why this principle is so powerful is that focusing on what we can control cultivates resilience. Life will always throw challenges our way, but if we are constantly fixated on things beyond our control, we become reactive and powerless. When we shift our focus to our own responses, we build inner strength. We can become resilient to external events because we understand that our true power lies in how we choose to respond. The next time life throws a curveball, you won't feel helpless or trapped. You'll be ready to face it with composure and adaptability. One of the most practical ways the Stoics suggest we can focus on what we can control is through self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, frequently wrote in his meditations about the importance of focusing inward and maintaining control over our inner world. He reminds himself that everything outside his control is just noise, distractions, or fleeting moments. His focus was always on his own thoughts and actions, on how he could respond in a way that aligned with his values and character. This self-awareness is a cornerstone of Stoicism, because it helps us avoid getting lost in the chaos of external circumstances. When we pause and reflect on what's within our control, we give ourselves the opportunity to realign with our values and make decisions that bring us peace. But it's not always easy, is it? In a world full of distractions and pressures, it can be tempting to focus on external circumstances, what others are doing, how things look on social media, the opinions of friends, colleagues, or even strangers. But the Stoic practice of focusing on what's within our control demands discipline and practice. It's a mindset shift that requires constant attention. For example, when you feel anger or frustration bubbling up, pause and ask yourself, what can I control here? How can I respond in a way that reflects my values? This simple practice of reflection helps you take back control of your emotions and actions. Another powerful Stoic practice is the idea of distinguishing between what's up to us and what's not. Epictetus encourages us to make this distinction every single day. The more we clearly understand what we can control, the less we'll get caught up in trying to influence things that are completely beyond us. To put it simply, if you can't change it, let it go. When we focus on what we can control, it allows us to act with intention, purpose, and clarity. We'll stop wasting mental energy on the things that don't serve you, and can instead channel that energy into the things that truly matter. For example, imagine you're preparing for an important presentation at work. There are several factors that could be out of your control: the behavior of the audience, whether your computer works properly, or the weather that could delay travel. Instead of letting these potential issues distract you or cause unnecessary stress, focus on what you can control: your preparation, your attitude, and your ability to stay calm and present in the moment. If something goes wrong, you can choose how to react. You can stay composed and focus on solving the problem, rather than spiraling into panic or frustration. This approach isn't about ignoring the external world or pretending that things don't matter. Rather, it's about putting your energy where it's most effective, on the things that you have the power to change. And in doing so, you regain a sense of control over your life. You no longer feel like a victim of external circumstances. Instead, you become an active participant, responding thoughtfully and deliberately to what's around you. Another important aspect of focusing on what you can control is the idea of acceptance. Life is unpredictable, and things won't always go the way we want them to. But when we accept that we can't control everything, we release ourselves from the burden of unrealistic expectations. This doesn't mean that we give up or stop trying, but it allows us to approach life with a greater sense of flexibility and adaptability. We can still take action toward our goals, but we learn not to be attached to specific outcomes. Instead, we focus on the process and our ability to respond thoughtfully to whatever comes our way. So, how can you start applying this principle today? One simple practice is to start each day by reminding yourself of the distinction between what you can control and what you cannot. Reflect on the challenges you may face and identify what's within your power to influence. Is it your attitude, your effort, your patience? Focus on those things and let go of anything outside your control. This shift in mindset will allow you to feel less stressed, more focused, and more at peace. Another way to apply this is through journaling. Take a few minutes each evening to reflect on the events of the day. What happened that was outside your control, and how did you respond? Were there moments when you let external circumstances throw you off course? How could you focus more on your actions and attitude tomorrow? Journaling helps to reinforce the practice of focusing on what you can control and allows you to track your progress over time. In conclusion, focusing on what you can control is one of the most empowering practices you can adopt. It gives you the freedom to navigate life with a clear sense of purpose, inner peace, and resilience. When you embrace the Stoic principle of focusing on what's within your control, you stop wasting energy on things that are beyond you, and you channel your efforts into the things that truly matter. You begin to take ownership of your life and your reactions, leading to a deeper sense of fulfillment and happiness. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe.